I was actually really ignorant before I started doing my 9/11 research. So much about 9/11 you can't really understand unless you understand the history of international financiers, the Federal Reserve, and the political system that's been happening the last 100 years. So it's woken me up to a host of other issues, but 9/11 is still my focus.
Some people are just more inquisitive than others and really do care about, knowledge, like real knowledge.
We need to change the road we're going down because it's not a wonderful road. And if you want to see where we're heading, just look at what the United States is in right now. Just look at it. Look at the Patriot Act, what that's done. Under the guise of we need to protect our citizens.
And to exercise our right of dissent, despite the fact that we've got anti-terrorism legislation that criminalizes dissent, we have to stand up and say no to all this stuff. No to the legislation that says we're terrorists for dissenting, and no to the integration. And just say this is not good. We're not going to tolerate this. We're going to change this, and we'll change it democratically. We'll change it electorally, and you guys will be gone.
The more information we have, to me there's a difference between information and knowledge. We don't really have much knowledge. We all know a ton of stuff. We all got tons of information, but do we really know anything?
It's evil to want to hoover up all the wealth of the world and leave nothing for everyone else, so everyone else dies. That is cancer, and that is what we've got.
Well, I would say this. There's a big chance of this being a tool, 9/11 Truth and the movement in general, and the real criminal trial, and to bring in world government. And I'm very scared about that. And I think we should address it before it happens, because there's not a time in history when a nation has been a proven aggressor against two sovereign nations, taken them over, had the top military might in the entire world, that they were able to retain that military power and to retain their structure and governance. Just never happened. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. In any society whatsoever. So we have to look at this like we are the Germans, and we did invade Poland and, some more of Europe. And now what? We can't allow other people, we can't say, oh, the UN's going to save us, we need to set up a stronger arm of them, and they're going to try these people, and then they're going to give us good government again, we're going to have a world. No, we have to say, you know what? We want our Constitution and Bill of Rights back. We've got to really become an isolationist society. We've really got to, de-globalize our role right off the bat. And I mean, I'm talking...
Stay home and clean house.
Well, yeah.
The film that you've just witnessed contains a great deal of information, which was intended to increase your understanding of the system we all participate in. It is imperative that people everywhere begin to do their homework and educate themselves to what's really going on, rather than believing everything on the news or released by official sources. You will find empowerment in performing your due diligence. Now, this film has no doubt struck a nerve in those of us who realize the grave implications of the presented scenario, and the lasting effects that this could have on our children and grandchildren. So, what to do? First of all, let's stop living in fear, hatred, and scarcity. Although we may be in overtime, the game is far from over, and these thoughts simply drain us of our energy. Secondly, we need to raise awareness. So we encourage you to share this film with your friends and view it a second time yourself to better your understanding. Remember, the only reason things are the way they are is because too many of us are unaware of the truth and are allowing this nightmare to continue. We have fallen for the magnificent deception of the current governing elite and allowed them to trick us into thinking we are powerless, when in truth, they are our servants. What happens when you wake up from a nightmare? It's a lot less scary, isn't it? Well, what if you not only woke up from the nightmare, but realized you were surrounded by friends who are there to help you?
And if you dig down and look for the truth in these things, and don't take my word or anyone else's, just do your own in-depth research of different things, and the internet is just a wonderful source for that. And you'll find there's almost little truth in anything you ever hear from the media or your own government. There's little to no truth, because it's down to a handful of people who do things for their own benefit, and we're expendable.
And people are just so sick and tired of the continuation of this whole matrix that we're involved in.
You can't be in a strong position, so you're basically your footing is on sand. And if you want something more solid than what they're giving you, you have to go out and take that sand and put a couple other ingredients and make your own concrete foundation of understanding. And that understanding should be flexible, so that if something comes along that conflicts with it, you don't get violent. Rather that you seek to see how that integrates, because you know it all fits together. And this comes from the higher level metaphysical, philosophical, religio-political perspectives of the macrocosm and the microcosm.
I just want to see it operated properly. I'm not anti-government, I'm pro-good government, and I just wish we had it.
Watching Survivor is not going to help you build a fire.
When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace.
Realize that you're not alone, and you're far from powerless. There's strength in numbers, and you will find the strength and support you need at thecauseofeffect.com. Visit thecauseofeffect.com today and become part of the solution. Thank you.